Hello my lovelies, this is JB from Randomise User, and hey look, a number went up! So thank you to everyone who subscribed over the years. Even though, let's face it, most of you have long since moved on and forgotten to unsubscribe. And we're going to revisit all the vanilla Spoiler Ape builds. So that doesn't include the Toxic Layer and Volcano Colony, and because they were from the beta and the saves don't work. So quick history lesson, the very first Spoiler Ape video was from July 2016, a very inauspicious start. Especially considering the character creation was just, yeah, whatever, press a few buttons, bang, 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 there is Spoiler Ape, with the purple hair. That was, yeah, I wasn't planning to make that character last at all, it was just for the purposes of spoilers. I think the classic beret look began in episode 2 of Asteroid Base in August 2016, but I think that just kind of happened off camera, just looking back. So let's revisit the old builds. I'm going to do this in a teleporter order rather than chronological order. Just go for the ones that are important. Starting with the Hub of Wonders. This was supposed to be a hub for the 7 Wonders series from 2018. However, I didn't really develop it beyond the first few Wonders because it was a bit piss. Wonder number 1 was the Rusting Gardens of Illusoria Cradle. But it was actually a beautiful little thing. I really like it. It has a good theme, all very symmetrical and lovely, and just really was exactly what I wanted from the Wonder series. I think this is one, possibly the first Wonder, possibly the most successful one. It's even got that lovely area at the top. Beautiful, with the little tinkly water and everything. Only a slight issue here. I'm freezing to death. I have actually got Frackin Universe installed at the moment, so there will be Frackin Universe effects. Thankfully this character is in admin mode at the moment, and is also not even a survival character, no food or anything. So it's a bit slow wandering around the place. But yeah, this is the lighthouse. A small build. I wanted to do a nice small one after the previous one, something that was a bit different. So I have this nice little lighthouse of the dead. And we come to the floating aqueduct. And this was built on a very hot planet. This is on a big floating island. Oh, there's a chest there. Ooh, I wonder what I put in there. So I think I thought of the idea of a floating aqueduct, because I thought aqueducts always look quite cool. And then I thought, well, I want to make it like on a floating island, so it'd make it even cooler. And I thought, well, what's the point? Where's the water? The water's been taken from one place to the other for no reason. So the pipe goes all the way down here. And to a village, I believe, where there is a store of acid down there, for whatever reason. This is not what I built, this is just a regular ass village. So this was one of my favourites of this series, Space Eng. Because possibly because it just felt well done, like the fact that there's a background and just distant, so it looks like there's sort of looks like there's a circle. But I even managed to do things like like a 45 degrees broken bit of pillar over there as well, which I thought was quite cool. And also down below here, there's like a camp of hippies or whatever, just like chilling out. And there's also, oh look, there's also a bog. Of course, there's a bog. Actually, where am I? Oh, it's the Asteroid Base. Wonder number 5 was this. Oh yeah, there's this as well, the Titanic. Oh, this was good. This was another one of my favourites. Just because it is just so proper. It feels like a proper ass build, doesn't it? Just a well-designed, well-executed little build. With colour scheming and furniture and a lot of asteroids. Which, because unfortunately I built this on a planet that gets bombarded with asteroids, so there's quite a lot of bits which weren't part of the build that have landed all over the bloody shop. And there's lava and everything, and oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, yeah, don't stand there. So there'll now be a slight break, because I don't appear to have access to the 7th Wonder and the oil rig. Not quite sure why I haven't got a bookmark for that. Also, I realise it's 5 to 12, and I need to check some turnip prices on Animal Crossing. 75 bells. Wouldn't wipe my nose on it. Anyway, let's get back into the video. And this seems to be a bit of a fan favourite, the Asteroid Base, even though it's not that well planned. It was just thrown together randomly based on random ideas. What's that? Pelmass? I'm not sure what that says. Anyway, let's start at the bottom with the Subby Cow 3. Oh, the Subby Cow! Yeah, anyone who's familiar with the lore of the channel will know that Subby Cows have been the name of various ships over the years in my different videos, including Subnautica, which I think was the original Subby Cow. Right, let's go east past the automated farm. And the no entry sign. This is all the boring bits of the base, we don't really want to see any of this. And to the, I think this was the Church of the Poisoned Mind. because there's a brain in some poison, and it's a church. I'm very, very clever when it comes to naming. And this would appear to be some sort of graveyard. If this was Terraria, there would now be ghosts. What's up there? Oh, is it the Wild West up there? Just a small thing based around a little asteroid, but of course it is most well known for the best bit of all, the Asteroid sign. Yes. Up we go through various houses. Over to the left is the bog. Over to the right is someone picking their nose, apparently. There's that goofy little sort. There's the bogs. Someone in there. There is. Heard any good jokes lately? A little laughter never hurt anyone. Here's the terrible Halloween build thing, which is, again, less said about that the better. Here's the museum, which you have to go irritatingly all the way around to get through. And over to the top left, I think that was a bridge. Oh, this is not the way. This is not the way, is it? Oh, what's in here? Anything? Yes, some mush. Oh, this was the two-part world build, where I essentially recreated the entire planet in this small globe. Cool little idea, like an entire starbound planet, and including the asteroid base itself. It's a recursive base up there. Can't get up to it. Nice little bridge, this. Very straightforward, very symmetrical and lovely. Ah, yes, the bug pyramid that we were always going to finish. And here's the map room, which was a good idea, I think, but it turns out it just looked a bit piss, really. Oh, shite. Yes, it's a map of the base, essentially. So that's where we started. That's the airship, the Sub-Ecal 3, there's the church, there's the... Let's quickly grab the lift. There's the bogs, there's the museum, there's the here, there's the shop, there's the bottles, and there's the... with the stuff. Right, okay, so now we're coming to the fun builds, I think, such as the very British build. What the hell just happened? I forgot the lifts in this just are a bit ropey sometimes for whatever reason. Danger mouse, danger mouse. Here we go. It's more like it. And yes, this is the indication that we are heading towards the bottle build. Let's quickly just pay tribute to the mine, which is all very pretty. I think there's also a little thing down there. The bottles build was one of my most popular build videos. It's... yeah, this is one of my most popular builds of all time. The bottles. Very simple, straightforward idea. What the hell are you? Why are you on fire, lightning thing? He's having a right old mard. Anyway, yes, very simple, very straightforward, very clever little idea. Biomes in a bottle. I still really like this. Oh yes, the Asmart. Basically a supermarket that got hit by an asteroid, sort of. Yeah, it's a cool little thing, including, I think, one of these NPCs just randomly happened to be called Jamie as well, which was very pleasing. Which one is it? What's the button? Alt. Nick, Jamie, and Yannick. Coming up next, we have the Banyan Tree. This is a slight weird thing, because this was hopelessly corrupted by a stream where we ended up terraforming the entire planet. This used to be... I think this used to be an ocean planet. Since then, it's been several different planets, including, I think, a lava planet at one point. And there's Christmas again. Seem to remember doing this build with Pete. Waz. So there's some nice detailing here, like the background. I did a lot of background stuff, like here. There's a background with a little picture of a Spoiler Ape on it. And the rest of it, yeah, obviously it's just one great big tree. And there's little bits of farm here and there, just to suggest that it is actually somewhere where you might actually live as a fictional character in a video game. And there's the top of the thing, which is... I'm not quite sure what's going on over there. There's just bits. Just been going down through my teleporter bookmark list, and yes, this is actually the Asteroid Base planet, just below the Asteroid Base. But yeah, this was a build in itself, a little farm, the Dude Ranch. Speaking of which, there's Hot Dude. It was a character I used for the Starbound 1.0 hardcore series when 1.0 came out, and I think it was in May 2016. Here's a very deep dish memory, a very obscure episode. This was not a build. This was just the I think it was when I was doing a video on how to wire up elevators. I'm not sure. I can't remember a thing about it. I also reused this planet in other videos as well. I think I did one about the XS mechs, in which I just blasted this planet to bits in certain areas. Alphabetically, next is Kerr Base. So this is the first time, and probably last time, Spoiler Ape will ever actually be to this place. This is the Frackin Universe Season 3, and also the Frackin Universe B-Vamp series. If you want to watch those, I'm sure you already have. unless you're watching this as like a non-subscriber and thinking, what the bloody hell is this load of self-indulgent nonsense? Okay, I don't really care that much for showing off the Frackin Universe stuff, simply because these bases are more utilitarian than anything. They're not really exciting, cleverly interesting builds, they're just stuff that I've bunged up over time. Just realised, alphabetically, I missed off the space station. And this was a series we did. This was the Haunted Station series from 2017 in June. Yep, just nice here. I can't remember much about this really. And this was nice. There's a lot of nice stuff in here. I seem to remember that this was the skyscraper that led to an asteroid. Crashed into the space station. I had to install a mod which allowed you to mine out the actual space station tiles there. There's one series that we can't visit, and that's the Yes Chef series, which was based on a mod that I've uninstalled since, and that was actually done by my character Space Velma rather than Spoiler Ape. And there's the Spoiler Ape head. Yay! Look, it's the mad science area. Spoiler Ape head. Also, an area which I can barely remember. What's the area down there? I'm trying to work my way through the thing. I think this was supposed to be like a danger area, which is full of like spikes and stuff like that. None of which seem to actually do anything. Ah, yes, I did actually mention this, the Yes Chef series. It turns out I do have a bookmark to it, but some of the stuff I think won't be here because it relied on stuff that was in a mod. I don't think the Yes Chef mod even exists anymore. I think that was actually rolled into a different one, possibly Extended Farming, or something along those lines. Now, here was Starbound 2019 series. This was the Winter Palace, with Apex Twin taking the lead here. I forget why. I was using a different character there. This does look better than I remember as well. It's like good and thematic. Lots of all the colours are all carefully chosen. There's pillars. Everything's all really nice. There's even a really boring office with a photocopier, and also a 486DX PC, I presume. There's a boiler room down at the bottom, and then weird random rooms over to the left, and right at the bottom here, where the pillars are, farm. Little farming poos. Also, just looking at my notes, in Starbound 1.4 Unstable series, I also introduced Spoiler Ape Jr., Episode 9 Prick, Beth Stalker, which was a play on Death Stalker from Frackin Universe, and Garwunk Lahal. I remember nothing about Garwunk Lahal. Holy shit, I almost forgot the safari park. I edited the entire video together, only to realise I didn't actually do this run after all. So let's have a bit of a run through it. There's an underground parking area here, and some kind of foresty type place there. So all these enemies are exhibits. They will not fight back. We have the crazy duck in a cage, the aviary. I'll try and open the actual door. We have the aquarium here with a tar pit down there. There's also a bats tower up there. We've also been attacked by actual enemies now. They all explode, but they won't do any harm. And there was... oh, God knows what this was. This was some kind of ancient temple ruin type thing. And a Fluffalo airship up there. There was also some bogs, but there's also a little ride. And let's put the platform on. And let's go for a little ridey poos. All the lights will come on automatically. The trouble is with... yeah, lifts aren't working very well. So I do keep on getting tossed off. You can see it all juddering around the place. There's the lights. And they're being tossed off again. So this isn't exactly working perfectly, but you get the idea. Oh, there's a terraformer down there. Anyway, let's rejoin the action here at the ice globe. Ooh. And over here, that's the end of the safari park really, but then to the right of it, there's the trailer park, which is part of the build for God only knows what reason, but I'm pleased to see it. Ah! So what is the future of Starbound? Well, I don't know. I still treat it as a game that's pretty much done now. You never know, there might be a 1.5 at some point. I haven't really been keeping up with it. Of course, at the moment I'm playing a bit of Terraria on the channel. I'm doing a hardcore series, which you might want to check out. Hardcore Master Series. So it's even harder than anything that Hot Dude ever had to do. And anyway, yes, once again, thank you for sticking with me if you've been with the channel for, well, anything from just joined to several years. I'm sure there must be a few people who joined from like 6 years ago, but back then it was a channel about retro games. Probably not by now. So I guess it would be remiss of me not to mention that there are a few other Starbound videos knocking about with Spoiler Ape involved. We did some exclusive Patreon videos starring Spoiler Ape as well. Some standalone, some as post-shows for Frackin Universe episodes. Also, I think possibly my favourite Spoiler Ape video of all time was something I knocked up in 5 minutes, and that was a the Starbound fireplace stories, something where I literally just sat Spoiler Ape down by a Christmas tree and made up a random shit story about Doctor Who or something. That is available for everyone on the channel, so go check that out if you're drunk or something. Anyway, once again, thank you very much to everyone, and see you soon.